Oh, finally, I get to do this video. Like, this is like almost the 16th time I've been doing this. Can't imagine I've done a video and then I realized I wasn't speaking. Alright guys, it's fine. It happens. I'm a content creator. If you're new to this channel, my name is Moshope Foluwa, a little Mari Obatoda Misido Journey, the girl with the longest name in Nigeria. Alright guys, so I posted something on my IG talking about approval seeking behavior. As we all know, the purpose of this channel is first of all to discuss about the struggles of the Christian journey. And I remember talking about how that I am very vulnerable when it comes to discussing these things, because first of all, I'd gone through all these things and Christ is the message. Like I would say, I'm talking about the message, but how that Christ is the message is a journey of transformation. So I want to talk about approval seeking behavior today. This is very, very important because this is something I struggled when I have overcome, I am overcoming, I am victorious in it. Approval seeking behavior. You know, one of the best things you can do to yourself is to self-analyze yourself and tell yourself the truth. You can go extra mile for people, but look at it. Are you really in a healthy situation doing that? Are you really enjoying doing that? Are you really sure that you're doing that because you have the luxury of time to do it, or you're just doing it because you want to get the validation, you want to get the approval from people, you want them to, always give you the applause. Oh, this girl, if you call her anytime, she's always available. If you ask her for this, she's always giving. Just ask her. It happens. I don't know. Many people have gone through this, but I myself, Moshope Foluwa, I said I myself, me, had gone through that phase. So I remember I had a get together with someone. I was able to, the person like a mentor, I was able to share. I said, why is it that I could go extra mile for people, but when it comes to myself, I do not, it just feel like you don't matter. But when it comes to other people, I could go extra mile for them. And he said, well, it means you don't love yourself. I looked at it. I looked at myself. Do you really love yourself? And I said, well, I think I love myself, but this must have been as a result of trauma. And I think I posted something as regards this on my Instagram page. In case you're not following me on Instagram, my name is Moshope Motayo on Instagram. Yes, that's my brand name. So while I was, I had to look at it that truly, do I really love myself? Because Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. I cannot give what I don't have. I know this is a common thing. People say you can't give what you don't have. Truly, you can't give what you don't have. So I looked at it that this was as a result of a trauma. When validation was either used as a form of punishment or as a form of applause. So I analyzed this and I looked at it. Okay, some things must have happened, as a child. If you don't please your parents, if you don't please these people, you are not, they don't applaud you. If you don't please them, they don't applaud you. Or you must please somebody for them to now give you that applause. You either please somebody for you to receive the applause, or if you are not pleasing, you are being punished for it. So I really could not trace it particularly what could have caused that behavior, but I knew that I was that people-pleasing person. You call me, I'm ready to go extra mile. I could sacrifice a lot of things just for anybody. But when it comes to myself, I just treat myself like nothing. Manage, endure, suffer. Suffer. So I decided to talk about it because it's a struggle, and this is the message. Christ is the message. What is approval seeking behavior? Approval seeking behavior is when you prioritize, it's a tendency you have when you prioritize validation, recognition, and approval over your own needs, over your own desires, over your own values. I'm going to say that again. Approval seeking behavior is a tendency you have prioritizing other people's opinion, validation, recognition, approval over your own desires, over your own value, over your own needs. So now let's discuss why you're probably having that approval seeking behavior. Why? First of all, low self-esteem. I think I posted something about never mistaking timidity for personality flaws. There are people that even for if you watch my first video, you will see where I referred to how that it was me breaking this challenge. I am very outspoken, but when it comes to facing, when it comes to talking, I do not believe in myself. There was a point in my life where I don't like listening to my voice notes because I believe that I have this horrible voice. It's not as sweet as I imagined in my head. It's not as amazing as I wanted it to be. So all these things, I looked at it, all these tiny things, you just want to be, I used to be overly critical when it comes to myself. I think I still fight that. Now, when I talk about being vulnerable, I am not saying this, I'm not talking about this message to seek sympathy, to seek other people's opinion. Advices, please. When I need the advice, I will let you know that I need the advice. But this video is not because I need sympathy. No, I am not to be pitied, please. So I am saying this to help somebody that is probably going through this phase. So low self-esteem can be the reason why you're having an approval-seeking behavior, because you do not believe in yourself as much as other people believe in you. Funny enough, people that have low self-esteem, a lot of people recognize their value even more than they recognize it themselves. A lot of people recognize their value than they recognize their value themselves. So low self-esteem can be the cause of approval-seeking behavior. But two thing is fear of rejection and abandonment. I will talk about this because a lot of people are afraid to leave that relationship because of this thing. A lot of people are afraid to leave relationship because of, they feel like, I don't want to be rejected. Why should I leave this person? I have, this person, it seems like this person is so beneficial to my economical status, it's so beneficial to my social approval status. Yes, because a lot of people are so engrossed in a particular decision. They are not supposed to be in that situation because obviously it's a toxic situation, but they are not leaving that situation because they believe that social recognition, you don't want to leave this person because a lot of people knows about it. Social media, social in-laws, and you just want to get this social validation and recognition. So you feel like you don't want to be rejected, you don't want to be abandoned. But the thing is, tough seasons do not last, but tough people do. Let me go into the Christian life. There was a time in my life where there was a particular decision I needed to make, and this decision was very, very important, pivotal to my growth, my spiritual growth, my personal growth, and in fact, it was so pivotal to the leading of the Spirit at that particular time. But I could not take that decision because I was scared of being rejected. I was scared of being, losing out opportunities. But the Bible recorded that Moses left everything that he had in Pharaoh's house. He was not scared. He had opportunity. He came from a royal place now. He left it and he followed God. This was the scripture that kept coming to me. You do not decide if you're a believer. You do not, in your faith journey, there are times where you will seek relevance over opportunities. There are times where you seek obedience over flying opportunities. Pastor will say something. He said the safest place you should be is in the will of God. Pastor Rock is not the safest place to be. White House is not the safest place to be. The safest place to be is in the will of God. And so you will definitely know that when God is leading you, it might say that you should dig your well. There is water there, and everybody has been digging that well. The same place where you feel like I have, we've toiled all night, I could not get this. And Bible saying that Jesus will say that cast your net into the same water. It takes obedience to do the same thing, and you will get a net breaking result. So at that point, I was so scared of being abandoned. I was so scared of being rejected. But it took courage. It took ruggedness of faith for me to do that. So if you're in that position, God is telling you, obey me. God is telling you to, follow my leading over people's approval. Follow my leading over the rejection. Let people call you names. Another third factor that causes over-seeking behavior is the fact that you always need external validation. I think my friend is always calling my attention to that. Many times when I want to make a video, I am always looking. Yeah, it's good to be excellent, but at the same time, when you're doing things based on the validation. So for instance, a friend posted something under your video, or somebody you don't know, a stranger posted something under your video, and you want to delete the video or the picture because you feel like there is no validation. Or most times, it has happened to me many times when I post a picture or a video, maybe on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and you don't have enough engagements, you don't have enough likes, comments, and you just want to delete it. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't always expect external validation. You should not always be so absorbed with it. Yes, it is good because you should care about what people think about you. Jesus was concerned about what people thought about him. That does not mean you should be obsessed. There is a difference. You must be a balanced believer. You should care about what people think about you, especially if you're a believer. You should care about you should actually care. Yes, the word care. You should care about what people think about you, but you should not be obsessed with what people think about you when it comes to being. You should cultivate the habit of being dogged in your faith journey. The number 4 thing is past experience and trauma. Like I've talked about this, as a child, if punishment was used for you as a tool of validation, or it was used to praise you as a child, you're always doing things to please people, you should do it. You get punished because you are not validating your parents' opinion or whoever you lived with. There was a time in my life where it's amazing. I've had so many encounters when it comes to validations. As a child, you want to take first because you want to please your parents. Those little things really matters. You want to do this because your teacher would call you out. Many of us, it stems into even the egoistic part of it, where you feel like if you are not being called this way, you see people, they'll tell you, if you don't call me this name, if this name is not attached to me, I am not the person. I'm not saying that you should not honor people, but at the same time, people are so obsessed with names, they are so obsessed with titles. This is because they are always seeking approval. So you probably want to check that in your character, or in your own. You probably want to analyze that in your own way of living. Now let's talk about pressures, social or cultural pressures. You have situations where it feels like everybody is pressuring you, and you have to do it just because they need you to do it. Don't do things because people need you to do it. Do it because it is necessary for you to do it. Do it because it is in alignment with your values. Do it because it is in alignment with your own ideas, ideology, with your own self, your own values. ensure that it is in alignment. Whatever you're doing, ensure that it is in alignment. Now, being a believer, it is in alignment with what God is doing, with what the word has said. In as much, Bible said that let God be true and every man a liar. So in as much as it's in alignment with what the word has said, it is settled. Just leave it. Let everybody keep looking for, many people want to get the end of it. They want to see the end. They want to hear you fall. They want to hear you fail. They want to say, oh yes, we said it, she was going the wrong way, it was going the wrong way, and we're expecting that the worst happens to her or happens to him. It's not going to happen, because it is the Lord that is directing, he's the driver in the boat. So that is another factor. So I want to just talk about signs of approval seeking behavior. Number one, you're constantly seeking praise or recognition. Praise me, praise me, praise me. Recognize me, recognize me, recognize me. You go to a party, you go to a social gathering, you just want attention on you. That is one sign. People pleasing and sacrificing one own's need. You're always, you need this thing. Ah, God, it happens to me. You need this thing so much. In fact, you can go broke. But because you just want people to see you as a nice person. I think I was saying so. I saw a comment on Instagram, and the person was like, I saw the person, was like a machine that was used to pound yam. And the person was like, it's not as sweet as the one they pound with. And the person said, well, they call it a word for who suffer past. And I was like, wow, that's the it there. That's the it there. Because everybody wants you to do things in their own way, in their own, there are men have in this social era that we have, men have, we have also, like, we now have a particular way of doing things. If you're not doing it that way, they feel like you're doing the wrong thing. Number 3 sign of approval seeking behavior is difficulty making decisions without other people's input. I know it's good though. I know it's good. You want to make decisions. God, thank you, Jesus. When God exposes you to your own, when you see, how you know that you've seen the light is that you have walked in darkness. Yes. When you see the great light, you will know. You want to make decisions. I think it happens to me. You see, I remember one time I made one hair in Calabar. The hair I made it was gold color. And then I was like, I started seeking, I wanted to be different. I wanted to okay, let me make this hair. I was not acting the hairdresser. In fact, I almost changed the attachment. I called people. I was like, are you sure? Hope I'll not look crass. Hope I'll not. Also, if you have difficulty setting boundaries, you probably have, this is the sign of approval seeking behavior. Yes, you are so scared. You don't want to set boundaries. Especially if you're a young lady and you feel like the person you're dating, when it comes to, relationship, God's kind of relationship, and you feel like, I don't want this person to feel like, you know what, I don't want this person to feel like, I love him so much, so let me just do it as much as we're just going to get married, let's just do this, basically because they want to get approval. They want this person not to feel less of them. Alright, so another sign is, the last sign I'm going to talk about is feeling unworthy without external validation. Feeling unworthy without external validation. You probably posted a video, posted a picture, and nobody's giving you a comment. Nobody's commenting you, nobody's saying thumbs up. It's probably, and then you go ahead to delete it. I feel like you should not care about what people think, but at the same time, you should. At first I say you should care, but do not be obsessed. Do not be obsessed. Do not be obsessed. I'm just going to quickly talk about how to overcome approval seeking behavior. I've talked about causes and I've talked about signs. So you first of all want to analyze the reason why you are always seeking validation and approval from people. So self-analyze the cause of it. Build self-awareness and self-acceptance. Ensure that you love yourself, ensure that you know that this is your need, and you're going to always, not always actually, but you're going to prioritize your own need over trying to please other people, even when it is not convenient for you. Practice self-compassion and self-care. Yes, baby girl, you need that self-care. I'm talking to myself. You need that self-care, you need that self-compassion. So develop a growth mindset. I'm also going to talk about set healthy boundaries. Also, you can go for a therapeutic session. Yes, if need be, talk to a therapist, let them talk to you, have a session with them, and then it's probably going to help. And then talk to God. It gives grace. The Bible says that in our weaknesses is the strength that we need. The Holy Spirit really tells you, Moshe, post that thing, do this, do that, forget what people think, do it. Even if it's just one person that watches it, I'm talking to myself, even if it's just one person that watches the video, it is more important that the person is blessed than what other people will think. So guys, I know I've said a lot, and I want you, if this video has been helpful, I want you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please click the notification button. You always get notified whenever I post a video. Alright guys, my name is Moshe Follower. Thank you for watching this video. If you had watched it to this point, thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And please share this, comment on this video. Thank you.